My name is David Ferris. I am a teacher at our school at Blair Grocery, which is an independent community school that focuses on environmental justice and creating environmental justice solutions to worldwide ecological problems. Some of the effects that we've seen directly with the communities we've worked with is obviously an effect on livelihood for the fisher folk. Those fisher folk have a long history of kind of complicated history working with the oil companies sometimes when they're off, when they're not fishing. And so it's especially stressful for them because their two livelihoods are now coming to a head, kind of coming in conflict. Just the effect on the ecology itself. The wetland system in South Louisiana is already really vulnerable, and New Orleans will be on the coast in another 50 years if things don't change. And so this has only sped up that process. There are a number of refineries across Louisiana and who are dumping tons and tons of toxic chemicals into our air and into our water. And these chemicals have direct effects on people's health and people's livelihoods all across Louisiana. And this is a daily thing. So the oil spill is big and new and people know about it. But really this happens on a daily basis with these oil companies. I think the most important thing people can do is educate themselves and try to educate other people around the oil spill and the effects of the oil spill, but also around our reliance on the ecology and the environment, and in particular how our whole society and our whole civilization is based on an unsustainable model, and the amount of work that it's going to take to get to building a model that can actually be sustainable, where we're not relying on oil to eat. Most of our food is transported across the country, and there's lots and lots of energy and lots of fuel being spent just to get food to people's plates. So we work primarily with food justice, and we have an urban farm, and we're trying to build like a local food system in the Gulf Coast. And people can do that kind of work everywhere. We need to go back to localism. We need to go back to local communities taking care of themselves and not dumping their waste on other communities. And that's really what this is. It's our reliance on oil as a society has dumped this oil into the Gulf and has affected our communities in the Gulf. I think the zoo has an incredible responsibility with just the amount of people who come through, the connections between biodiversity and animal and food and oil are just, it's all connected. Bringing in education with zoo visitors around things like oil and food, I think there's a lot of opportunity. We've been talking about potential, like either doing composting demos or worm demos here, talking about the relationships between food and oil and